Salam.
Salam. Here we are again today,
Yeah.
16th of September 2022. And today, as we have already discussed, and you've done quite a lot of research on it, we will talk about these I would say self-glorifying, grandiose knowers of the unseen God and what it's all about, spiritualists. Yeah,
Yeah.
who think they know everything about God there is to know, and they themselves, some of them actually either pretend or they actually say they're God themselves, yeah, if not directly, then indirectly. And I've been listening to them for more than a decade through my um, growth in the understanding of what the Almighty God is all about. I listened to these guys, and they have certain truths, obviously, that they speak. And you have to understand that the Satan or his minions, his protectors, they have to speak a certain amount of truth to get you to fall for them. And until you do that, to fall for them, they keep trying. And once you've fallen for them, then you're part of their gang. And these spiritualists are a extremely important um, cabal, I would say, of satanic or Satan entities who are, whether knowingly or unknowingly to them, run by the chief Satan, their god. Yeah, they don't even understand that he is pretending to be their god, and they are following absolute lies which they perceive to be truths because these people speak such beautiful words of deception that most of mankind falls for them and falls for their narrative, yeah, instead of the narrative which is obvious in front of them and their eyes of what's going on, not even speaking about what's written in the books of God. They find themselves following I mean, objective, inconsistent lies, and not thinking that they're following them, or thinking they're actually following the absolute truth. And in numbers, they have their consensus, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have numbers, so there is consensus. And thus, what they are following cannot be wrong. Yeah, it is only the one odd guy who speaks other than what they speak, or the minority, that is wrong. Yeah, the one that isn't followed, he's the one who's wrong. Yeah, I mean, if a person is not followed, then he can't be right. And this is your democracy today. Yeah, the more votes you get, the more likes you get, the more subscribers you get, the more friends you have on Facebook, and the more interactions you have with different people, the more successful you are, the social construct in today's world. And to be part of that, you must abide by their rules. And this is the biggest aspect of the deception that they use for you to follow absolute nonsense, which you know in your heart is nonsense. But you will follow it to be part of the gang. Yeah, to be not the outcast, to be not exiled, to be not reprimanded, to be not unfriended, or to be not liked, yeah, or to be unliked.
Yeah.
So you will avoid this by doing anything necessary to be part of the society. And it's amazing that the word I eventually figured out for chapter 33,
The
the
society.
word ahzab in Arabic means societies. And of course, there is a society of God as well, which is an absolute majority, not just a minor majority, an absolute majority. which you cannot see. So, thus, it must be that we must see. And when we see the majority, that attracts us to the majority, right? But if you know the majority is not that, then how can you be attracted to it? And they will say, the spiritualists, that they're in minority. But minorities are not right all the time either. And majority is not wrong all the time either. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
mankind can have a majority that is right once in a blue moon. I mean, no, once in about 5,000 blue moons. Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
majority that is right when God brings his command and massacres the generation and puts his people in charge on the earth from mankind. I mean, his people are already in charge. You just can't see them.
Yeah.
So these spiritualists go to those who actually believe in the unseen, and they use this construct, the spiritualist construct, which comes from the word spirit, spiritualism, and spiritualist. I'm not religious. I'm spiritualist. I'm spiritual. I'm a
Yeah.
spiritualist. Into spirituality. Really, you are. Tell me about your spirituality. And then the slippery slope goes all the way down because none of them come up with a congruent answer. And as we will hear these people speak, you will see the absolute abject incongruities in so many of their nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shall we start, or you got something to say now?
No, we should start.
We
We
should
have a lot
start.
of them. Yeah, we have a lot of them to
I've
watch.
done the I've done the prologue, huh? Or is
Yes.
it epilogue will come later? All right, so let's see. First, we will bring on the Icke guy. Yeah,
Yes.
the
David
Icke
Icke.
guy is coming. Let's see. Now there is a. Let me see how to escape the trap. Yeah, that's the first one. All right, so this is. Can you see?
Yes, I can.
You can see, yeah. So this guy, which is known by many people, is called David Icke, and he's been around for 30 odd years. He is known to have called himself a son of God, and they said, "Oh my God, he called himself son of God." Christians, you call yourself children of God, and you
Yeah.
call God Father. So when he says son of God, why are you opening your mouth in awe? Yeah, do you
Yep.
understand?
Yes.
So if he says he's son of God, the Christians all say they're children of God.
Yes.
So what's the difference? It's nonsense, right? I mean, both of them are uttering absolute nonsense. There is no child of God. There are no sons of God. Jesus is no son of God. Yeah. Jesus
Yes.
is the Messiah. He is the messenger of God. He is a prophet. He is a pure man. He is the word of God. So let's continue with this guy. So I will continue listening until I see something I want to comment on, or when it's done, tell me to stop when the segment you want to present is finished. Yeah. So you
Okay.
you keep an eye on the amount of data information you want to feed these people, on which we will then comment. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start.
There's a level beyond that of understanding, which is that actually we're just having experiences to learn lessons so that we can come to a state of enlightenment to get out of the cycle of reincarnation. Then they have got no chance of getting out of the trap. None. Because they'll go on doing that. The way out of the trap is to realize there is no trap. If you self-identify with being that level of spirit that is beyond the simulation, that level of spirit that is all that is, has been, and ever can be, that is eternal, indestructible, and infinite, and that's who you are, and you don't do that as a concept, I conceive myself to be. You live it. You know it. You know you are spirit. You know you are all that is, has been, and ever can be. You know there's nothing you cannot create, manifest. There's nothing to stop you because you are unstoppable.
What a bunch of BS, yeah? What a bunch of total nonsense. So he fundamentally is saying that all there is spirit, yeah? This is the perfect, actually, example of spirituality to start with, yeah? So he is saying that he is the one who's always been, and you have to be that, right?
Yes.
So he's
And you-
telling you to become God, and that he himself is God.
Exactly.
What an absolute travesty of justice. What an absolute travesty of truth. And what an absolute travesty of wisdom. Yeah. They say wisdom starts with what? What do they say?
I don't know.
I forget. Normally wisdom starts with something. Yeah. I would say wisdom starts with fear of the God. This guy apparently has none. Obviously, he fears he himself is God. Obviously, the way he's speaking, he's God. That you can manifest, and you've been, and you always will be. That's God, and you are infinite. First of all, if you are God, you have to know yourself. So you are finite because you know yourself. He is infinite for us beings. You understand this? I mean, if you are God, you're going to know everything. So you know
Yes.
yourself as well. Whatever infinite that is, you know it, right?
Exactly.
We cannot perceive God except as infinite. Because for us, he is infinite because we are nothing in front of him. You know, I've given this example before, that divide by zero, yeah? Yeah? We are
Yes.
zero, God is one. When you divide 1 by 0, it's undefined. So we cannot define God because we are 0 to his 1. Yeah. And for God, we are 0. And 0 over 1 is always 0. Yeah. That's what we are. So this guy seems to think he is more than 0 in front of God. Yeah. And spirit, they stop at spirit and they make spirit God, right? This is actually making the spirit God. They don't tell people what the spirit is. They just, oh, he is the God, right? So he's making spirit God. And I've
Yep.
been saying incessantly for better part of the last decade and a half that the spirit is not God. The spirit is Gabriel, the Holy Spirit Gabriel, the most powerful, highest messenger of the God, which you can't get to.
Yes.
You cannot achieve godhood. There is no way you can get to godhood, or there is no Godhead except God is the head of everything. Head meaning capital, king, controller, God, Lord, yeah, the knower of all. You can't get to him.
Nope.
You cannot get to God. And what this guy is saying is an absolute lie against the Almighty God. So there's nothing that can be said about it. Yeah, the Spirit guides the believers. The Spirit strengthens the hearts of the believers with the command of God. The Spirit is the one who guides me and keeps me on the path as a messenger of the God. Or a prophet would be the same, and believers are similar. Just that the prophets and messengers are far higher
Right.
than the believers with the strength that God provides them with his Spirit. He is common amongst all believers, all the way up to the messengers of God, the Holy Spirit. He is common. He's the same Spirit. This part is right. It is the Spirit that transcends all of mankind and demonkind. It's the same Spirit, the Holy Spirit. So part of that Spirit is in us, but it has to be awakened by your own desire for God. Yeah. And this guy obviously has a desire for hell. So
Yep.
do you need to continue this, or
Yes.
this will?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue.
Then you're out here. Then you're out here. And that's the realization this cult and its demonic masters, literally, do not want us to understand.
Okay, first of all, I got to say here as well, this guy comes, we keep coming back in this reincarnation. He actually believes we keep coming back here, all of us, until we get enlightened enough. He said that, right?
Yes.
Which is also an absolute lie.
Mhm.
We ain't all coming back here over and over. Yeah, some of us are, a few of us, yeah, But most of us come here, and then when we die, we go to hell, or we are saved. You got to wake up while you're here. You need to be enlightened while you're here, and it ain't going to be by these people. It's going to be by someone like me, or that you submit to the God and read the Quran and follow it, and then the Torah, and then go look at the Bible as well, and you will find the truth that the Quran is actually the truth, and those
Yeah.
who hold it are bloody liars, highway robbers they are, yeah. Literally,
Yeah,
as
the
he says,
so-called
literally the
Muslims.
demons, it is literally, he's telling the truth there. They're literally demonic. No, they're demons, they're not demonic. Demonic is a qualification, yeah. They are demons who are running the show here, who make you believe they're gods. And who knows if this guy is a demon or not?
Yeah,
Himself,
exactly.
who knows?
Yep.
I don't know.
No.
I just know most of the leaders on the earth are demons, shapeshifters, and they will take you to hell. You got to turn to people like me before you go to hell, and before that turn to God first, because you ain't going to be able to turn to me if you don't turn to God. That's
Yeah.
not happening.
Yep.
God ain't going to let you turn to me, because I won't let you turn to me either if you haven't turned to God. And I can judge that. Oh, how can you be the judge of that? Oh, but I am. Oh, but I am.
Because we can all be free from them if we could just get to that level.
Yeah.
Right. Which level?
Exactly. That's
Which
not
level? To be God. When we're God, we're going to be free of. That's what they're saying, these two
Yeah,
morons.
yeah. Just
It's not
listen.
even funny.
Yep.
It's disgusting. It's there, the whole, and look at the drama.
Yep.
The drama that is involved in this
Narration.
narration, whatever.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's just not fathomable.
It's not about even getting to that level. That's who we are.
Oh my God. This is over and over telling people you're God. And people follow these guys like crazy. I mean, these people
he's
are
actually
like,
going to say it. Like, he's actually going to say it, and that's what I want you to listen to.
your mic is having some issues. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just
Okay.
a minor click on your mic.
It's remembering that's who we are that takes you to that. So, they've sold us this world is all there is science, which says we're a cosmic accident that came from nothing and goes to nothing. We are just the body. Genetics is everything. It ain't. Gotcha. They've sold us religion.
So now, first of all, he puts the truth, yeah? See the truth in the middle. We're nothing, we're coming from nothing, going to nothing. See, so he's putting the truth that this is the construct they fed you, which is a lie. And here he has the truth, and he's got you. Oh no, there's something after. But he's already told you you're God, and you have to be God to get out of this construct. So he sold you on that. If you buy into this nonsense, that you will have to believe that you are God to get out of this construct, which is the way you're going to go to hell. You'll get out of this construct, whether you believe God exists or he doesn't, or you get enlightened or you don't. You're going to get out of this construct. And this construct is nonsense. That is true in. See, he gets you with that little truth to make you believe that he's spewing truth instead of the absolute nonsense lies that he's saying. Unfathomable.
You are just a little person, and you have to do what God says because God's greater than you, and you're just little, you are.
Oh yeah, see, now he's saying they're saying it while he's telling you not to think you are nothing in front of God, and you got to do, and that's a mocking of God. What a bastard. I mean, I cannot say but bastard to this piece of garbage. Yeah? A piece of garbage, mongering bastard, cursed infinitely by God, his spirit, his angels, and all of mankind will curse this guy. And he will curse himself when the time comes.
Yep.
When he stands in front of God and tries to spew his garbage to him, trying to tell him that he was telling truth and not lies, and God will mock him for infinity. This is the reality we're talking about. They think they are glorified in this world, that they're listened to, that will make them free. Yeah?
gotcha.
Yeah, he just gotcha. He's telling you he gotcha. Look at these people, huh? I don't think we'll be able to get through 2 of these, huh, today.
Yeah, little more.
Okay.
I'm God-fearing. Gotcha.
Ah, see? Don't fear God. And I just already answered before.
Yeah, yeah.
This is how God works through me, by the way. I answered his bullshit before he said it. This is a sign of God. Yeah, this is a clear sign of God. No doubt about it. That is nonsense has already been answered by God.
Yeah, exactly.
And look at that moron. Look
Yeah.
at that smug-faced ass.
Yeah.
Freaking donkey.
Oh well, no. It's about reincarnation. You have to keep learning lessons to learn how to get out here and get enlightened. Gotcha.
Right. So now he's mocking himself, saying, we're going to keep coming back and reincarnate. And he's going to the Buddhist spirituality and the Hindu spirituality. He's deferring to that authority, which is the spiritualist nonsense coming from the Buddhists and the Hindus on the earth today. And most of mankind has fallen for that because they can do whatever they want. They can think whatever they want. They can think and they manifest. Yeah. We think and it manifests. Yeah. And the thing is, God makes it happen to make them more deluded.
Exactly.
To make them think that they're actually doing it. Because they're so deluded that God will not let them see that they're deluded. Yeah.
Yep.
Because they don't want to wake up, unfortunately for them.
I am God. We are all God. We are all infinite awareness, having a brief human experience in a trap to entrap our perception.
Total garbage. This is the end of this. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not listening to any
No,
more of this
no, that's
nonsense
it.
longer.
That's it.
So yeah, so we are all God. So we are all God. I don't remember I'm God. Oh, we have to remember we're God instead of remembering that we were alive before and we screwed up. That's why we're here in this trap to see who's going to get out of this trap alive, i.e. in the garden, or dead, i.e. in the hellfire.
Yeah.
And look at them how they twist the words to make you believe that they're saying the truth. Because there is truth in these words. The Satan will tell you truth. He cannot tell you all lies. You have to hold on to some truth to follow the lies. This is a part of our makeup as humans. We must find some truth that we have to hold on to follow all the lies after that. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Yeah, because we're not that dumb. I mean, if we were that dumb, then no one would actually ever wake up. Yeah, like me.
Actually, we are that dumb.
Huh?
Actually, we are that dumb.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
well,
Anyway.
that is to be said. Yeah. What unbelievable garbage, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we are all God having a brief experience. Oh, shut up. Okay.
Yeah. When I heard that, I wanted you to hear it. The way he says it and the drama.
And this is
puts
like
it.
the Messiah, like the statue in Rio de Janeiro. I am God for you. Yeah, that's it's making Jesus like this 80-foot statue there. So he has to be God because he's a big statue, right?
Yeah.
Like this is the nonsense that we perceive and fall into the trap. These the trap. I am the key to getting out of this trap.
Yep.
But you will not listen to me because I am saying things that you cannot adhere to because it takes away from your enjoying this life and loving this life day in and day out. And that love is all the solution there is, which we'll come to later. You told me about it. Yeah. That love, it's all love. Yeah, sure. Keep going. Keep going and see how much all love it is. And God is just love. Yeah. All right. I think we continue the next one. We're far behind schedule today. Huh? I told you it's going to go for 2 hours today if we're going to cover some of these. Yeah. So the next one is the night sky one, right?
Yeah.
I think it's that one.
He talks about the concept of soul in that.
Yeah.
like,
Let's see.
yeah.
Let's see.
It
This is the
comes
one.
down in the end, and this relates to something I mentioned earlier. It comes down in the end to self-identity. See, one of the things I also question and challenge in the trap is this concept of soul. I know it may seem like semantics and words, but they're words to describe something that's different to something else. So people that believe that death doesn't mean the end, you're not just a body and you die and then you disappear. They talk about soul. Religions talk about soul. But soul is that level of consciousness that is recycled through the reincarnation cycle. For me, what we are, and I'll use this term, we are spirit. And I'll use the definition of spirit to me is that which is aware that it is all that is, has been, and ever can be. It is not the body, that's an experience. It's not even soul, that's an experience. It is spirit that is connected to all other spirit. At that level of awareness, you know that you are a point of attention within all that is, has been, and ever can be.
So here, he goes back to the same nonsense, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to look at what he's saying here, right? I mean, we'll continue later on what he's saying, but he's saying that it's not soul. That soul is the one that keeps reincarnating here. Who told you that? Where's the evidence of this? How does he have evidence that he's come back X amount of times here before he's going to leave? Who has that evidence? No one has that evidence.
No.
This is nonsense. This is complete nonsense and total garbage. I mean, it's unbelievable that a person can think that. So what? We came back 1,000 times and we've forgotten all those 1,000 times that we came back here, each one of us that is still coming back here. Because the way mankind is, everybody's just going to stay here. Nobody gets out, yeah? Except the one in a million or 1 in a billion that gets out of this drive. No. But the reality is that some of us do come back in this creation. Jesus gave the dead life.
Yes.
He created life from nothing. He showed you. We are not spirit. Spirit is within us. We must awaken that spirit. We have to awaken that spirit. How do you awaken that spirit? It's to submit to the Almighty God in your soul, in your heart. With a peaceful heart, submit to that Almighty God. And if you know nothing about the Almighty God, don't utter garbage like this guy. He's uttering utter and total nonsense about the Almighty God, the Creator. He's calling himself Spirit. First of all, Spirit is not God. So he's stopping one step below God and making you God like that he's everything. That's it. All has been, will be, and bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit again. I mean, it's total nonsense.
Yeah.
He is not telling you truth, yeah? He's not telling you truth. So let's continue.
That level of awareness, that level of self-identity means that you are vibrating at such a level that this simulation can't hold you. If you define yourself as soul, which is, again, still part of separation, because that's the whole point of the simulation. It's to isolate consciousness in the simulation from its spirit outside the simulation. It's isolating, separating the two. So within the simulation is all that people can perceive, and therefore they're trying to get a fix on who they are, where they are from within the simulation. And it's all about separation. So, just as a quick aside, if you wanted to give people consciousness in this reality, for instance, a sense of apartness, a sense of separation, a sense of aloneness, a sense of powerlessness, would you create a simulation where there were multiple worlds peopled by other races, other species, other forms of intelligence, where you had this interaction to learn more and expand? Would you do that if you wanted people in this sense of isolation and separation and aloneness? No. You'd say, gonna create a simulation where there seems to be no other life. So you look at the night sky and you're seeing all those lights, all the stars.
That's enough of this nonsense. Yeah. So this total garbage in the sense that he's totally warping what God is by saying that if you think your soul, you're separated from God.
Yeah.
You can be joined with God while you're a separate soul. You cannot join yourself with God by making yourself God or thinking you are a partner with God and you are partner in this creation, what these spiritualists do. Absolute nonsense. And this is prevalent today. If you look into the spiritualist ideology, this is prevalent. This nonsense is so prevalent that it has become the law, the reality, the truth for them. That unless you give up that your soul, you can't escape from here. Right. I know I am soul.
Exactly.
I am soul. And God is soul as well. That's how they confuse them, right? Because I am soul and God is soul, so I must be God, you know? It's because I can see and God can see, so I am God.
Yep.
Do you understand this nonsense? This is how they're getting it.
Yep.
So you have to be the same as God to, and this vibration that is coming
Yeah,
from,
I
right?
wanted to ask you that. What is this vibration?
Vibration is what they've invented. You know, they've invented these 6 or 7 chakras. It goes from the lowest to the highest chakra, yeah, in the spiritualist world. And they say your vibration has to get to a level where you can escape from here, as if you somehow have the
Decide.
power to escape from here. Let's go back to the reality of let me put you in a tuning fork and let me vibrate you as much as I can physically and let you get out of this place. Yeah, nobody's getting out of here, okay, without God's acquiescence, obviously. And when God decides to take you out, and he will, me, you, this moron, this bastard, he will be taken out. There's no doubt in it. So will every other monster that spews garbage like this monster will be taken out. You don't have control over it. There is no way you can kill yourself, even if you fall off Mount Everest. If God doesn't want to kill you that time, or your death has not come, your term is not complete, you will not die. Yeah, you might be maimed for life, the next 10 years or 5 or 50 or whatever he wants, but
Yeah.
you cannot kill yourself and you cannot kill anyone else unless God has decided that the term for that soul is over. Now, this says, oh, I killed the guy, yeah, because the guy's term had come.
Exactly.
How did you kill him? Righteously? No, well, you've taken all his sins with you now, and he's free of his crimes. Yeah, this is how it works. So now all these people that are killing each other thinking they do righteousness, especially the goddamned Muslims who call themselves Muslims and are not, and thinking they're doing righteousness by killing someone for holding hands with a woman or walking with a woman that they don't want them to walk with because it's haram, it's disallowed. Yeah, well, you are taking their crimes and sins upon yourself by doing wrong to them. If they're doing wrong, you think, let them do wrong. God doesn't tell you to believe and make everyone else believe. God tells you to believe for yourself. He doesn't give a damn about you making others believe or reject. He's worried about you, not worried. He's
Yeah.
concerned about, concerned not. He's looking at whether you will believe or reject. You're not sent here to make anyone else believe or reject. Let them reject who want to reject, and let them believe
Those who
that
want to
want to
believe.
believe. Whatever it is, whether it's believing the truth or believing the lies or rejecting the truth or rejecting the lies. It has nothing to do with me. I'm here to deliver the message. I'm not here to make you believe. I mean, if that was the task of the messenger, then every messenger in history has failed. And these bastard so-called Muslims or non-Muslims, they come out and say they're the best of the believers, of the followers of Muhammad, etc. Yeah, they're the worst. They have destroyed a perfect book,
Book.
complete, complete in every way possible, explaining everything they need to be explained, and giving them all guidance to do whatever in this so-called simulation. It ain't no simulation. It's a real world. Yeah, it's a deception. It's a hoax. It's a trial here. We are on trial. Who is going to pass? And God
Yes.
has told you most of you will go to hell. because you will adhere to this world, while this guy is saying don't adhere to this world by becoming God, and you're going to hell for that as well.
Exactly.
So he's telling you the truth while telling you to believe lies, and both ways are going to hell. There's only one way out of hell, is to know that you're nothing in front of this God. To believe and know you're nothing in front of this God, and to look up and say he's up there, and look to the side and you see he's there as well, and look below and he's there as well. He's everywhere. He's looking at you from infinite directions. You can't see him from literally any direction except your heart. If you submit to him, then he'll make you see, like he makes me see. And many have witnessed how he makes me see, and many have rejected how he makes me see, that know me. This moron doesn't see anything except hell. He is a Satan, whether he knows it or not. Or he's at least satanic, if he doesn't know it. But if he knows it and he's a Satan and he's sold his soul to it's about the souls, and he's saying it's not about the souls. The whole books are about the souls, and this moron thinks there's no soul. What a bloody liar. Complete liar. The spirit is not us. God is not us. We are souls, each one of us separately. And so is God. You know, when he says we are one consciousness having experience, no, we are not that consciousness. We are a consciousness from that consciousness having an experience, if you want to say it in his stupid, idiotic words. We are a consciousness from that consciousness, because he created us from him. Obviously, there's no other God, there's no other creator, there's only one. So he creates us all from himself. He makes souls like he is a soul, like not like God, but like he has a soul, so like that he gives us a soul. That soul you will never be.
Yes.
That soul knows everything. Everything there is to know. Was, is, will be. That's what he's saying. The truth, but lying to you about it, right? That's what this monster is saying.
Yeah.
The truth and lying. I think we shouldn't listen to this moron anymore. Yeah, we'll go to the character. Dubay, whatever that shit is. I mean, is it clear? This guy is a complete train wreck. Yeah. I mean, this guy is a train wreck. Complete train wreck. We're not getting out of here till God decides to take us out of here. And when he takes us out of here, you ain't coming back here either, unless he wants to bring you back here. And he will bring us all back after he destroys his whole earth and heaven and brings us out of the earth. Reincarnated in new bodies with the same soul that he doesn't want you to believe. You morons. You must believe you're the soul and save your own goddamn soul right now, so it's not goddamn that day when he resurrects you. But no, it's too hard. We need to look at these beautiful people. Yeah, they've been around, they're following, right?
Yep.
Piece of garbage. So let's get rid of this guy now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that video was basically he's telling us that love is some energy or something like that.
So is hate, and so is sadness and joy, and everything else is an emotion as well, right? What a bunch of retards. Yeah. Okay, this guy. Let's go. This is the guy who introduced me to flat Earth. I have to accept that he introduced me to the Earth is not a spinning ball, but he himself is going to hell. So it doesn't matter whether you help someone, but if you haven't helped yourself, you're going to hell. So, you got this?
Yes.
All right, let's listen to this moron.
These ideas have ever resonated with me, and both are relatively modern. If instead we consult the most ancient culture and the oldest texts in recorded history, the Indian Vedas, a very different story presents itself.
Most respected, he says. Did he say most respected texts?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
Let's go back and listen to this again.
Of a random, spontaneous Big Bang accident.
Just start the video again from the...
Who created us and watches over the universe like a cosmic fishbowl.
About 451. Go to 451.
No, I'm going to listen from before.
Okay.
The notion that God is some external entity like a bearded white man in the clouds who created us and watches over the universe like a cosmic fishbowl. Others are happy to accept that there is no God and the universe, consciousness, life, matter, space, and time are all the result of a random, spontaneous Big Bang accident. Personally, neither of these ideas have ever resonated with me, and both are relatively modern. If instead we consult the most ancient culture and the oldest texts in recorded history, the Indian Vedas, a very different story presents itself.
So now, again, the spiritualist, right? The spiritualist comes from those Buddhist and Hindu texts.
Yeah.
And he's going back to the most diluted, the most corrupted, the most mutilated, and the least coherent texts that he can find to make his thought the truth. Let's continue.
Roger Stevens wrote, "Here's a parable, an analogy, which comes from India, from the Upanishads, and is thousands of years old. It presents a parabolic answer to the root question of all religion and philosophy. Who am I, and what is this? And does so in a way which everyone can relate to. In the beginning of the world, and though it probably had no ultimate beginning as we think of them, you have to start somewhere, there was only Brahma. Being all there was, and therefore totally known to himself, Brahma soon realized that this totality of awareness would eventually become extremely boring. After all, when you know everything there is to know, then there's no surprise, nothing to keep you interested. It's like reading the same book for the 78 millionth time. Anyway, since he was omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing, and omnipresent, all everywhere, Brahma decided to create a diversion for himself, a way of introducing the elements of surprise, intrigue, and drama into his experience. He thought, what would it be like to forget who I really am? So he invented the game of cosmic hide-and-seek.
Oh God.
According to the rules of this game, Brahma would pretend to break pieces of himself off from the whole, so that to all appearances they would seem separate.
So look at his statement. Pretend to break. What do you mean? So he didn't break it actually. He just pretended to break himself into pieces. What is this? Just that line destroys what he's trying to say. Did he do it, or is he just pretending to do it? Did he pretend to forget himself, or is he actually forgetting? What is this nonsense? Should we continue? More?
If you want.
Let's listen.
That's the hide part. Then, as the apparently separate consciousness at the center of each of those apparently separate pieces, and through their apparently separate and unique perspectives, he would seek to rediscover who he really was, which...
Right. So he has done this himself, and now he's going to rediscover himself. I mean, do we need to continue this garbage? Seriously.
No.
I don't think we need to continue this garbage, Monger.
No.
I mean, like, what the ass is he spitting out from his ass mouth? I mean, the guy has ass coming out of his mouth. That's all I can say to him. Yeah. So he was there when God was, we don't know when it began, right? But he knows what God was thinking before he did all this. Right?
Yeah.
Because he read it somewhere in Vedas. They wrote it down in the Vedas. God was bored. He said, I'm going to forget myself. And then I'm going to have you remember me. Right? It's the opposite. He created you and he made you forget that he is God. And he wants you to remember that he is God and you're a piece of shit. That's the reality. Do you get it?
Yes.
You get this?
Yeah.
Is it obvious?
Yep.
Yeah. Because he made us forget, but he did not make us forget.
Yeah, because he sent
Because
us
he intrinsically know there is a God. Huh?
also the books, right? Like,
No,
yes.
Yeah, the books are there, but that's not, it's inside of you. The books don't have to be there. The books guide you to be people like me, the believers and the messengers. The books make you highly enlightened and absolutely knowledgeable of the actual truth that we are shit. We are nonsense. He is God and we are nonsense. He wants you to think that he separated you from him and made you forget that you are God. So there is a modicum of truth, a vestige of truth in there, what he says, to make you believe nonsense.
Yep.
All of them are the same. The
But
spiritualists are all the same.
Yeah,
They will
but you
act in
should
the same nonsensical manner. Go ahead.
You should complete your thought when I interrupted you. You said intrinsically we all know that.
Yeah, intrinsically we know there's a creator. Nobody has to tell you this. It's when you start thinking with your thoughts and the thoughts of these monstrous liars, then you start questioning if there's a God or not, based on the lies presented in front of you in this seen world, which is nothing, which is just a hoax, a deception. It's sustenance of deception. It will run out for you before it actually runs out, most likely. In most likeliness, we will run out before this world runs out. Yeah, you and I and most on the
Yeah.
earth today. In the end, the earth and the heaven will run out. Run out meaning it'll finish. And there will be a beginning that most people don't want to witness. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
When that beginning occurs, those who mocked it, like these people, and thinking they're gods, can you imagine this fact that we are all gods and we've forgotten, right? And we have some ability to manifest and create whatever we want on this earth, right? It's objectively visible that we can create and control everything on the earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that
We
is
have
the
a
joke,
lot.
by the way. Didn't get the sarcasm. This is nonsense. This complete and total gibberish, gump, bunk, not gump, it was a bunk, gobbledygook. Yeah, total nonsense. It's just the guy is just, I mean, he is God in his own mind. He's all into this yoga, spiritualist, and this Jesus and all these concepts and this religion, all God, but these books are all nonsense here written by men. Yeah, why don't you come up with a book like the Torah or the Bible or after that the Quran? Yeah, which you will never come up with. Not even the mutilated state the Bible is in, you can come up with a book like that. You can't. Even though it has shite in it, I gotta say it, calling Jesus Son of God and all that, it's shite. It's bullshit. Yeah. The Torah and the Quran, either book you follow with a true intent and sincerity and fear of the Almighty God. They don't want you to fear the Almighty God. He is Almighty. You are nothing. Are you not going to fear him? Yeah. You fear the goddamned politician, the goddamn king and queen here on this earth who are dying in front of you, who are absolutely incapable of helping you, and you know it.
Yeah.
And you know it. And you're going to fear these bastards, the police, the military, the guns, the missiles. You're going to fear this nonsense, the earthquakes, the volcanoes. You're going to fear all of this instead of fearing God who's controlling all of that. Don't think the people who have missiles control the missiles, yeah? Don't think that. They don't control jack. God has given them control. The day he snatches that control, they will have no control. And the day he decides you're not going to do anything with this, they're not going to be able to do anything with it. And it's happened several times in the past. The example of Moses is clear. I mean, he stood in front of Pharaoh and said, "You are going to be destroyed." When Pharaoh told him, "I think you're a liar, a falsifier." And Moses said, "I think you're going to be destroyed." And then the bastard, Pharaoh, went and said, "I'm going to kill Moses. Let him call his Lord." Sure. What happened in the end in that story? All three books are clear.
Yep.
All three books are clear what happened in that scenario. And Moses had no power. Pharaoh and his chiefs had all the power on the earth, the seen
Apparent.
earth.
Yeah.
They thought they had power when the real power was not letting them do anything to this guy Moses and his brother Aaron. Is that not a sign enough for people to understand that these three books are talking about the same thing, especially the Quran? The biggest story in the Quran is the story of Moses and Pharaoh on the earth from the messengers of God. By far, clearly, unequivocally, it is the clearest story. So this moron thinks that we have power on this earth. I mean, Moses didn't even have power. God gave him the power, yeah? God gave him the authority. And he cursed people, by the way. Moses, that guy who made them follow the calf. He cursed the guy forever. You will say, "Don't touch" in life. So he's the untouchable. That's why you have people today who can't touch and shake hands. They just bump fists and "I can't touch people." That's the curse throughout mankind's history still, yeah? Unbelievable. I think this is enough for this moron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's continue with the next guy. Now we go to this Sadhguru character. This guy is special. Huh? This guy is special, I gotta say. I've listened to a few of his, and he defies logic. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Any kind of definition you put on you, it is not enough to describe this one. When this small piece of creation is like this, the source of creation, how are you going to put a definition on it? You can experience it, you can't make knowledge out of it. Whatever knowledge you have about God is just pure nonsense, cultural nonsense. Depending upon which kind of culture you are in, that kind of God you have, isn't it? It can only be experienced. Experience does not mean you can eat it or you can grasp it. No, you can experience only by dissolving in it. There is no other way. So, we are just looking for methods of dissolution so that we can experience something far bigger than ourselves.
Oh, what can I say about? I mean, there is some level of truth in there, yeah. Some weird level of, minor, marginal, fractional truth in it. Yeah. But he's like, we can't define you, the God is whatever. Yeah, of course. We've created God into whatever we want, every nation, every so-called religion. But there's only one God. You have to dissolve yourself in him. What does that mean? Can you
Yeah,
explain what it
yeah.
means? Can you
I
explain what it means to experience when you say you cannot experience? You have to experience it by dissolving yourself in it. Okay. So you can't experience him, but you have to dissolve to it. What nonsense is that?
Yeah, I
So can
didn't
you now
understand.
explain? I'm asking him, not you. Can you now explain what dissolving yourself in God means? Right? I mean, like, can you explain that to me? This guy, this moron, this Sadhguru piece of garbage, yeah. They utter nonsense, and then they come and tell you to do things which are counter what they just said, that you can't really grasp or experience or know anything, but you have to dissolve yourself in. Okay, so you're dissolving yourself in something that you cannot understand and don't know and cannot experience.
I cannot grasp.
Okay, all right, then I'm like all for it. Can you tell me how? Please explain how that works. Yeah, nonsense, complete nonsense. Obviously everybody can experience God through their hearts. Yeah, there's no secret to how you experience God. It is through your heart. Yeah, this heart is not just a pump pumping blood through your veins and oxygen to your freaking organs, etc., so that you function in this hoax deception that you live in. The heart has a much more critical function of guiding you. It guides you, your heart. They tell you to don't go to your emotions, go to rationality all our lives. Yeah,
Yeah,
go to science and ration logic and okay, buggers, you can do that. I'll be going to my heart, but every time I turn to my heart, it guides me better than my stupid thoughts and logic and rationality that they've taught me all my life. Every single time. Now, most of our hearts are diseased and corrupted, and they cannot see the actual truth because they are diseased and corrupted, and we are hypocritical because we don't accept our faults and we continue to justify our faults, so we cannot see the truth. You have to accept that the fault that you are and the faults that you possess, the faults that God has bestowed upon you. It is God who has bestowed the faults upon us. We did not bestow the faults upon ourselves. He gave us the weakness that makes us fall for that fault. We fault. All of us have different weaknesses, and all of us have different strengths, including between the sexes, man and woman. We have different weaknesses and different strengths. Who do you think gave you that? You bestowed yourself with that? You just use it to make yourself worse or better. That's all. The strengths can make you worse, and the weaknesses can make you better, and the weaknesses can make you worse, and the strength can make you better or worse. Doesn't matter. It's how you use your weakness and strength that then defines how you are going to fare in the end. Now, in this world, most people use their weaknesses and strength to become rich and famous, to becoming high in the earth like Pharaoh. And those on the earth today, you can see it's only when you're rich and famous and you have apparent power, be it political or military, that's how you are supposed to be gauged as having achieved something in this world. Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, there's no two things about it. It's not that you are trying to be wise or trying to wise up to yourself and then tell people how to wise up and see the reality of the nihilistic world we live in. Yeah, this we talked about this earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
nihilistic world we live in, and that's how they want you to think that everything is nihilistic. There's nothing. Yeah, that there's nothing before and there's nothing after, and this world is just happenstance. Yeah, then nothing matters. But the reality is, what happened was important. What's going to happen is important. And what's happening here is important for your souls, for your particular soul. You yourself, me for me, you for you, I, you, me, you. That's how it is. I am for me. I'm not for you. You are for you. You're not for me. We can join together and become a party in a endeavor that we want to do. But even during that,
Yeah.
you are for yourself and I am for myself. What I do is for myself. I don't do it for you. Even if I help God, I do it for myself. When I thank God, I do it to myself. I thank myself. He doesn't need my thank. And if I don't thank him, he's self-sufficient. He doesn't need our thanks. He doesn't need anything from us. He wants us to accept that he's the creator and we have no power here. There's nothing we can do to prevent what's coming. This world will end. That's the nihilistic sense we need to understand. That there is no sense in this world than trying to maintain this world. That's where nihilism needs to come, and that you will die here. There's no sense in trying to stop that death. That's where nihilism should come into practice. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's nothing. It makes no sense to try and prevent death. It makes no sense to try and prevent this world from ending. You cannot. There's nothing you can do.
Yep.
You can invent any truth, any lie, or any kind of theory to say how you're going to prevent the world from, like, climate change is why this is happening, right? Everybody's blaming it on climate change. That climate change is caused. No, idiots. It's God who's causing it. You ain't causing jack shit except the destruction to come upon yourself. And that's part of the destruction. The change in the climate, weather, and the catastrophes, and the incident of heavy storms, rain, flood, volcanoes, tsunami, whatever you want to call that's coming. You are causing it. You're causing it for yourself. Nobody's doing it other than you to yourself. And because you're bringing it upon yourself, God is bringing it upon you. He doesn't wrong you. You wrong yourself. Mankind is never wronged by God. Mankind wrongs themselves. And today they're wronging themselves to the level of the time of Noah, from what I see in the book. And today's mankind are wronging themselves to the level they wronged themselves at the time of Noah. Centuries, eons, thousands of years ago, God only knows how long. I have no understanding or any kind of knowledge to know how long ago Noah was here. I don't even know when Abraham was here. I don't even know when Moses was here. We have some evidence that Jesus was here about 2,000 years ago, and Muhammad was here 14 or 100 years ago. That's all we know. And that is also sketchy. There's skepticism in that as well as to how much we actually know, how much time has passed from when Muhammad left and when Jesus came to now. I know from the time they made Jesus Son of God and divine to the time Muhammad was around 309 years, because the book tells me that. That's all I know. So this whole thing is, this guy is just a total garbage monger. You cannot understand. God cannot. Yeah, of course you can't. Who can understand God completely? No one. No one can do that. Anyway, let's go to the next. The chakras, as I was talking about. Huh?
Yeah.
The chakras. Let's align the chakras, Mr. Sadhguru.
So when we say divine forms, the misunderstanding in the monotheistic religions is that those who have many forms have lost their way. That is, they do not know what divinity is. They have invented too many images. These forms are not invented, they're derived. By observing the nature of the universe, identifying that certain forms are able to perform and exist in a reverberance which is beyond what is normally considered human, then all those forms we identified as divine forms, which are worthy of looking up to. Above all, these are forms we have to learn how to use, how to become accessible to these forms which are more competent forms than our own form. There are natural forms on this planet which can function in a higher intensity than the human form, or we can assemble forms, or we can create forms, a certain combination of forms which will function in a higher way than
Okay,
the…
he's now bringing in transhumanism here for the satanic bastards on the earth. Now, this I've never heard anybody say this. This is directly, transhumanism, right? They're trying to change
Machines.
humans and
Yeah.
integrated machines and all. So he's going off track now. He's changed that to now put off the globalist agenda to bring transhumanism. That we can create forms that higher at a different level. So we're all divine, yeah? We're all divine. It's nonsense. Complete and absolute nonsense. I mean, how does that make, if people are able to do more than you, how do they suddenly become divine?
Yeah, it's God's given them more ability.
More than most of these bastards in explaining what God is. So do I just become divine because of that? Or because someone can jump 10 feet and I can only jump 5 feet, he suddenly becomes divine? What nonsense is this? This is what this bastard is saying, right? I mean, is it not what he's trying to say from your perspective?
Yeah, like forms change. You're not going to listen to the rest of it.
No more of this nonsense, Monger. Yeah, I mean, what is there anything else you want to say? But I just want to continue talking about this BS, that there are forms that we cannot see that can do things we cannot imagine. They're called angels, the angels of God, the ones who actually will resurrect us, the ones who actually give us death, the ones who actually create us with the command of God, and the heavens and the earths. They have powers that you cannot imagine. They control the sun and the moon and the stars and the heavens and the earths under God. Yeah, but they're not God. So for him, they're all gods and divine. You must look up to them. Of course, I look up to them not as gods, not as divine, the divine entity. We're all divine in the sense that we're from the divine, we are not divine himself. They say divine as if we are the divine himself, yeah?
Yeah.
The word divine has different meanings, right? Are you divine? I'm of divine creation. I mean, the ant is also of divine creation. The desk I sit in front of is of divine creation. The screen that we create is of divine creation. Just because you create it doesn't make you the creator of it. You create it because you've been given the ability to create it. That doesn't make you divine or that divine that you create. This is the nonsense mongers these people are, complete bastards. I mean, the level of wretchedness in their souls cannot be measured because they think they're gods. And this is a quality that is in all man, in the hearts of all men, the souls, that they themselves are gods. And we have to fight that. We have to fight that ability to make ourselves gods in our mind, because objectively, we know we are not gods. We know we cannot be gods. But we want somehow to justify that because of the things we can do, make us God. And that's what this guy is doing, yeah? So if you have anything else that he was said to talk about, just tell me and I will answer that.
He was going to go towards the chakras and all that, but same thing, that how we form.
That's all
Yeah,
vibrational levels. You get higher and higher, and
yeah,
then you
yeah,
become an entity which you're
yeah,
beyond human.
yeah,
Really? Which
yeah.
one? Can you show me that entity, you asshole? Seriously. Ask the bastard, bring me the entity who has now become non human, other than the demons that are all around us. You will bring that entity and try and fool me. That he changes shifts and he does things so much faster than others. He's a demon. If you bring a demon and make him do things, you would think he's God, the demon himself, because he can shapeshift and he can go like this from one side of the city to the other, or from one city to another and back in a flash. That
Yeah.
doesn't make him God. The angels can do far more than that. Trust me, I know. We can't.
Yeah.
We little shitty humans are much worse than they think we are. Absolutely. We shitty humans cannot do what the demons can do. And we certainly can't do what the spirit and the angels can do. We can't even imagine what these
Yes.
guys do, right? I can imagine. I can imagine a lot more than these morons can. But these bastards cannot imagine what they can do. And when they do it to them, which they will and have and always will and can, they will see what they're worth. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for them to intervene at the command of God. The intercession will come and they will be massacred. All these goddamned, beautiful speaking nonsense mongers that these people are. They will not survive soon. I mean, it's coming. The level of nonsense that's being
Yes.
spewed out cannot be fathomed by these people because they have no knowledge of what's actually going on. They're living on a goddamn spinning ball in their minds. Yeah. And when you tell them, no morons, you're on a static plane, they lose it. They lose it. As if I've uttered blasphemy beyond imagination. Haven't you seen the pictures? Haven't you seen space? Yeah, how have you seen space? Because I haven't. I've seen videos and images, what they make in cartoons to me, towards and movies. Yeah, when have you seen space? Have you been up there? Yeah, a total of 200 people or so have been to quote unquote space. Yeah, or something like that. And then this Bezos character goes up in his bloody phallic symbol. Yeah, the blue origin. And then the other day they blew up the rocket. Yeah, to make some drama. And the capsule, the head of the dick, that escaped. Yeah, that ejected properly and then landed by parachute, and we saved the head of the dick. Yeah, we saved it. It was great. We got the head back. Now we're going to put the staff on again and put it back up in the space. Nonsense. They're taking us for a joke. They are mocking in front of us. You see the speed the thing rises at. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
a rocket?
yeah. I've seen it.
That thing ain't moving at 20 miles an hour straight up.
Yeah, it's
And
going
then
like.
it's going at 20,000. And then it goes sideways. Then it starts going faster because it's not being held down by the Earth's force. Yeah, the electromagnetic force of the Earth, which keeps us down here. There's no gravity. It's the electromagnetic force that keeps us down here. We cannot escape that. And when we escape that, God knows what's going to happen. Probably that's how they float up there, yeah, above the where it's an imbalance between the heaven and the earth, where the electromagnetic force doesn't pull you down or up. That's probably where the satellites, so-called satellites, are rotating over the earth, yeah, with the winds that are going round and round up there. That's what I think. I can't prove it, but it makes kind of sense to me now that I understand we're on a magnetic plate, yeah, which has a north and south pole and magnetic field all going all over us back and forth. That's what's keeping us down here, yeah. That's all I can understand. I mean, I don't know how it works exactly. That's what I understand. I certainly am going to believe the nonsense they utter. That's for sure. I've had enough influence of their nonsense all my life to not fall for that shite, yeah. So, is this the were we created by God now? Same Sadhguru. You love this guy, huh?
No, I don't. I don't.
You
No.
brought so much of this nonsense.
No.
I mean,
Yeah. I couldn't understand his, what he is trying to convey, like his beliefs
nonsense.
and things like that. Like, I
No,
know
no,
it's
nonsense.
nonsense. Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand the guy wants you to fall into the trap of disbelief or rejection of the actual God. This is the way of Satan. All the imams, mullahs, popes, priests, rabbis, gurus, the monks, they all want you to fall into the trap of actually either rejecting God or partnering with God or making equals with God or making extra gods than one or making yourself God with God. Once you've achieved that, they're back. Okay, you're good. Now you're good. We don't have to tell you anything. And you will continue doing that because now you've accepted the lies.
Yes.
It's just like when you've accepted the earth is spinning at 24,000 whatever miles
Whatever bullshit.
hour or a day, whatever it is, 1,000 miles an hour around its equator, which you can't figure out, then if somebody tells you, hey, we're pretty static here, guys, we're not moving anywhere, then obviously you go crazy in the head. And the example somebody gave me was that if you're shown something that is actually A as Z, then how are you going to believe that it's Z when you know it's A? Or the other way around. The other way around is if you're shown something is Z and it's actually A, how are you going to believe it's A when you know it's to be Z? It's the other side of the equation. I'm just saying it's the extent. A to Z is the other way, the opposite. When you know something to be opposite, then you cannot change to the opposite of that because that's destroying all your fundamental
belief system
and all your fundamental thought process based on that lie. The example of that I am a messenger of God cannot sit well with someone who believes the messengers cannot come anymore. When they believe the fact already that there can be no more messengers, and anybody who says he's a messenger of God is going to hell, or a prophet is going to hell because there are no messengers, and Muhammad told us that. Then if someone comes and says, I'm a messenger, oh, he's a liar, he's going to hell. If you open the book, the Quran, and you show me where God tells you in any way, shape, or form that someone who comes and says he's a messenger of God is going to hell for saying he's a messenger of God.
Yeah, understood.
And then they say you are a self-proclaimed messenger of God. He is a self-proclaimed messenger of God. I'm sure every other messenger came and said, hey guys, can you vote me in as a messenger of God? No? Okay, I'm going away. That's what they said, right? The first thing they came and said, oh my people, please vote me in as messenger of the God. No? Okay, I'm going back then. That's what they said, right? All of them said that, obviously. And then the people said, oh, yes, Mr. XYZ, you are the messenger of God. Oh, thank you. Let me guide you. And they said, yes, please guide me. Please guide us. We are waiting for you. We have been waiting for you all our lives. You're finally here. We voted you in. You are the messenger of God. Now, guide us. That's how it happened, right? Every time. I mean, and it's all in the book.
Yes.
I mean, if these idiots read the book, you don't have to decide the messenger is a messenger of God when he comes and tells you. He doesn't need you to decide that.
Yep.
God has decided and told him. He ain't told you. He's told him. He's told you that my messenger is going to come. If you reject him, you're going to hell. If you disobey him, you're going to hell. That's what he's told the rest of you. And he's told me that as well, that if I disobey God, I'm going to hell. Oh, there comes that they want you to fear God and that you're nothing in front of the Almighty and fear him. That's how they want you to go. So you don't ever escape from this reality. Right. Icke earlier on.
Trap.
Right? Nonsense. The trap. He's in the trap and he's going to be there forever in the hellfire.
Vibrating in there.
Unfathomable. Anyway, let's bring on this next nonsense from this moron. Oh, this is going to be funny. I'm sure.
So whatever is the source of creation must be functioning from within you, isn't it? Is it? So…
No. Why would it be function from within you?
That's exactly what I
mean,
don't
like,
understand.
yes. Oh, okay, Okay, let me continue with my nonsense now that you've accepted. It has to be function from within. No, I mean, like, it can't be outside. I mean, like, it's got to be in here. It can't be out there somewhere.
Nope.
It's got to be in here, right? Freaking nonsense, Continue. This guy is so easy to destroy,
So when you don't know what is the nature of the source of creation, you may use in English language. In India, we have many words. In this part of the world, you may call it God. It's just your explanation for the source of creation, isn't it?
Right. Okay, so what else am I supposed to call him, you fucking idiot? Yeah?
Yeah.
You piece of garbage? Yeah? If I believe somebody created me, what do you want me to call him? A donkey created me? That's what he wants to call. What a bunch of lying scumbags these people are. We have many words. Tell me those words, asshole. Tell me those words. Which are the words in India that you use for the one who created you? Or because we don't know who created us, we call him God. No, it's not like God said to call him God. We decide to call him God. God didn't invent the word God. You have to understand this.
Yes.
We invented the word God because we couldn't explain why we were created. So we had to make sure that it was a God that created us, right? That's why we just made up this word from, yeah, I think it's God. I think it's God, right? Let's make God. Oh, in India, we have other words. I will
Yeah.
just not tell you those. I don't want to confuse you. Okay? I don't really want to confuse you. Because, in this part of the world, when you don't know, you say God. Asshole, I know God created me. That's why I call him God, you piece of
Yeah.
garbage. You piece of shit. You scumbag. I mean, I have many words for him and you know it.
Yeah.
Because you have no explanation for the creation, you saying,
You don't have an explanation, you piece of shit. I have a very good explanation for why we were created. And you are the reason why we were created, so you can be put to hell. That's why you were created. Yeah. And I was created to not be put to hell because I accept that you have been created to put to hell, and I don't want to be like you. Do you understand that? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Is it crystal clear?
Yeah.
This guy is just total
Yeah.
nonsense.
But yeah.
and God made this. We have 1,000 names for that, all right? But fundamentally, we are trying to explain the source of creation. Is it true in your experience, the source of this life's creation is functioning from within you? If it's functioning from within you, if it's somewhere up there and you missed it, it's okay. If it's happening from within you and you missed it, isn't it a tragedy? Hello? If the source of creation is throbbing within you and you did not notice it, are you not a tragedy? So my entire life and work is to just avoid the tragedy for people.
Okay, this is it.
Thank you very much.
So he's just working from within us. He doesn't work from without us, yeah?
Yep.
So he's also saying a bit of truth in there, you got to understand. That it's a tragedy that he is within you, obviously. God is within all of us. He's everywhere, so he's got to be within us as well. But he's precluding the idea that he's out of you. He's got to be working from within you. Yes, but that's not the only place he works from. He works from within all of us. He works from within Satan as well, like this guy. He's a Satan telling you there's a God and making you believe lies about the God. So there are Satans who will make you believe there is no God. Because some of them are inclined to believe there is no God, so they will make them. And this guy, in some of his speeches, makes you believe there is no God in the things he says. He alludes to the fact there isn't, and he just made it up like he did before. We just make a word because it's God. We have many words for it. So what does that mean? There's no God? Or is that we explaining the unseen? And then he says you have to understand he's working from within you, pointing to like your God. This is the spiritualist mentality, right? And he's
You're right.
perfection while contradicting himself without you noticing, because he's subtle in this. The other bastard was clear, Icke. We are all God. One spirit, that's it. I mean, God's not there, just the spirit, yeah. Idiots. Absolute idiots, man. These people just invent nonsense in a way that it's so hard for the untrained soul to figure out.
Yes.
And I see through their shit like in 2 seconds. Like, I don't have to read 3 words of their like bullshit. Total another nonsense monger. Yeah. He wants you to believe if you miss that, and he's already telling it's unexplainable. There's no God, really. I mean, there's just made up names. Yeah. And every culture has a different God. They may, yeah, right. What have you made into God into? Your culture.
Yeah.
So if I say God is something other than you, who is right then? Because everybody says God is something or the other who believes. Those that don't believe, they're themselves gods, obviously, right? Because they've decided it's not a God, so they must be God themselves, right? So it's like when I come and tell you, I am a messenger of God, and you tell me, no, you're not, then you must be either God or a messenger of God. There's no other way you can decide that for me. I can decide because I've told you I'm a messenger of God. You tell me I'm not by saying there are no messengers of God, and you're not a messenger of God. How is that going to stand in front of God? Even if I'm wrong, it's not going to stand. It cannot stand. This judgment cannot stand. You must be someone who has more knowledge than me to tell me that I'm not a messenger of God. And if that knowledge is other than the knowledge of God, then you're going to lose. And if my knowledge is the knowledge of God, then you're going to lose. If you stand against
If
it,
you
it is
reject it.
the truth will always prevail. It is never not prevailed in the end. I mean, the signs are all over the earth. The destruction of cities and generations are in front of us. They are not hidden from us. It wasn't happenstance that they just destroyed themselves. They were destroyed. And yeah, they helped in destroying themselves as well. As you can look around now, what's going on the earth. God makes them help themselves destroy themselves before he comes and destroys everybody. And that's the sequence of events that is occurring now on the earth. And it will end in their destruction. There's no escape from it. Everybody who says this, oh, we can turn this back, we can make it better. No. It's not going to get better now. It's going to be destroyed. All your scientific technology that is going to save you and make you live forever will all be destroyed. The next generation may never know what was here in this, just like we don't know what was here in the previous generations, and certainly not the one that Noah was on the earth, because we don't even have a tenth of that, what they had at the time of Noah. 100%, and never will. Not ever will we have what Noah's generation had, ever till the end. And we certainly don't have more than a tenth of that, and never will. So this is the reality these people just cannot understand. Yeah. So do we want to listen to this without an experience of boundlessness, or I'm done with this guy?
Yeah, this was basically about yoga. He's talking about yoga. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Screw that nonsense. Let's go to Mr. Brand now. Huh? This Russell Brand, who is I think an actor and a singer, right?
I think a comedian or something.
Comedian, actor, singer, I don't know. You see it?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's listen to this moron.
Hello there. Let's talk about spirituality, particularly in the form of these tattoos. I got this tattoo done recently of Jesus Christ, the symbol of the resurrection.
Okay, right. Hold on a second. I can't continue. I have to stop and comment on this. So this is a sign of resurrection. You're on the cross dying is a sign of resurrection. Did you hear it?
Yes, I did.
You heard it, right? I mean, what the hell is he uttering? How is that the sign of resurrection? You're dying on a cross. That's not the sign of resurrection.
It's symbol of, it says, Jesus Christ, the symbol of
resurrection. Sign and symbol, same thing.
Yeah.
It's semantics there. It's a sign of resurrection, right? How is it a sign of resurrection? You're dying on the cross.
Exactly.
How that can be a sign of resurrection if you're coming out of the earth alive, not pinned to
On
a
the
cross
cross.
dying, which Jesus was not, by the way. Let me clarify that. These morons who believe Jesus was put on the cross are a bunch of retards. A bunch of bloody retards. Absolute retards.
The possibility for divine God consciousness to be expressed through mankind. Whether or not you identify as a Christian, meaning you believe that Christ is the Son of God, or
nonsense,
for one particular branch of the Christian theology,
more nonsense,
answer to the problem of being alive and dying and that Christ rose again. For me, that's not where I go with religion, because you'll notice just on this arm is
I don't go there, but I go there because I have it. I got it right here. I don't go there, but I'm going to tattoo it on my hand. I'm not going there. Back off, okay? You guys back off, man. I'm going to that religion because I've got. I need to rub this off. I got this tattoo. I'm not going there because look on the other side. I got something on the other side, right? Let's see what's got on the other side.
Ganesh from the Vedic.
Oh, here comes the Vedic shit. The Vedic shit, because I got this, which overcomes that, but yeah, I don't go here. I got it. I mean, it's a sign, it's a symbol of resurrection. But I got this Vedic shit over here. This is where I go. I mean, like, what nonsense is that? How do you make this shit up? and expect people to actually like listen to your nonsense with what is it, 11,000 loves and likes and 2,100 comments and 580,000 views. Can you understand the level of destitution mankind is in today? Can you really understand that now?
Yep, I can see
Or
it.
can you begin to at least understand the nonsense these people are?
Yep.
Philosophy, and over here there's a Sikh symbol, and just over here that's West Ham United.
Let me tell you something about these tattoos. That is Buddhist, that is Nordic, that is Hindu, that's just gibberish. They are completely conflicting ideologies, and that does not make you a citizen of the world. It makes you full of shit.
There's all manner of deities and symbols and signs adorning my body, primarily because I believe in what Aldous Huxley called perennialism, that divinity, the sublime, that which is transcendent of material, that which pertains to our awareness as individuals and as a collective, can be found through certain practices, whether those practices are psychedelic experiences, meditative.
Okay, now you got to have psychedelic experiences, right? This is also spiritualist nonsense mongering garbage. They want you to have these magic mushrooms. They are so hot on this, yeah. You know, have you heard about magic mushrooms?
Just a little bit from you guys talking
They
about it. Yeah.
eat these mushrooms and it puts a state of mind where you completely lose your consciousness and you feel like you leave the body, and people come back with experiences of having talked to angels, otherworldly beings and stuff. So you got to have psychedelic experiences to learn God, right? Because he you know, through our normal human nature and our being and the way God has constructed us, there's no way to experience connection to the divine. Yeah, we have to be in a psychedelic realm and psychedelic state of mind to experience God. Or what other thing did he say?
He's still
Meditative
talking.
experiences. Yeah, what are these meditative experiences exactly? Yogas. You have to be yogas and all that nonsense. You got to do this. You got to no, idiot. You calm down and talk to God. That's all you got to do, you fools. Meditation for us to communicate with God via our hearts, through our souls and hearts, connecting to Him and saying to Him whatever we want, our issues, our problems, our anxieties, our stresses, the way life is going, it's falling apart or not, thanking Him, asking His forgiveness. Yeah, just talk to God. That's meditation, not this goddamn psychedelic nonsense this moron is talking about. Yeah, absolute garbage.
Experiences of devotional love and service, that we can connect to the oneness, the fraternity, the human.
Oh, the human. Oh, so that love. See this nonsense. Everybody likes this. Oh, we can connect. It's just us. We connect with all of us. The human family, oneness, to devotion and love. To what? Does he even say to what? When I say your devotion should be completely to God and your love should be completely to God before anything else, they'll run away. Because there's no God. It's just us. Yeah. We are all one community. We love each other. Love will solve all problems. God, and then in the end, they come up with this nonsense that God is love.
Yeah.
Have you heard this?
Yes. Yes.
God is love. So you've defined God, and they tell me I put God in a box. Yeah. They say God is love. So why is there hate then? My question. That was invented by man. Oh, so we're gods, you mean? We invented hate and God is only love. I see. So you think something can be invented without God inventing it or making it into being, any emotion, any creation, any sense, or any nonsense, or any truth, or any lie, or any hypocrisy, or anything, any emotion you can imagine. You think it can be invented by other than the creator?
Nope.
And this is where they fall apart in their total nonsense that these people are.
And family through certain ways of life and systems, not necessarily systems of belief.
Oh yeah, okay. Systems of life, not necessarily belief. We don't want to believe anything, but I'm telling you what to believe. I mean, I think we should stop, or let's continue. Let's finish this off. Yeah.
Belief, I've heard belief described as a thought that you like having. I like having this thought. Yes, I love Jesus Christ. Yes, I love Ganesh and Krishna and all of the prophets, because for me it seems that the prophets all convey one
Okay, for me it seems. Look at the way they word this nonsense. For me, it seems that the prophets can convey one man. It isn't that they are. It
It
seems. How does
seems.
it seem, you moron? Can you tell me how? Where is this devotional love you're talking about? Where are these systems of belief that shouldn't exist? What are the systems of life that should exist? What is this guy talking about?
It's coming from his head.
It's
Thoughts.
not even coming from his head. It's coming from the Satan who's got his freaking heart and soul completely. Yeah. When Satan takes control of you, he inspires in your chest, and then you think it's coming from God. Most of you people that I look at who go astray, they come up with this nonsense thinking that they're guided by God, and it's a Satan who's inspiring to them via this person. So those who follow this person are being inspired by Satan through him, and then he is being inspired by Satan when he thinks he's being inspired by God, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he knows he's a satanic entity or a Satan, and since he has fallen, he's making you fall with him. That's the whole idea of Satan. Satan has fallen. Satan is not an abstract concept. Satan is a real entity. This is one thing you people need to understand. Satan actually exists. He is a being, a demon who was an angel demon who fell from the garden into the fire when he rejected and disobeyed God. And since he has fallen there, he has asked God to give him sight till the end. And he will take us all to hell. He says Lord to God, by the way. And he fears God, the Satan. This is a reality.
Yes.
Satan fears God and he calls him Lord. I fear God, Lord of the knowing. He says that. And he says, my Lord, give me sight till they're brought out in the hereafter. I will make them astray all, except the servants exclusive from them. Your servants that are exclusive. That's why he has no power over me. These morons, bastards have nothing on me. And God has told me that. They control nothing. They have no self-sufficiency over me as a messenger of God and any other believer who is exclusive to God. But to become exclusive to God, you have to cleanse your damn soul from your damn nonsense. And you really can't cleanse it. You got to fight it to death and keep it subdued so that your piousness comes out instead of your wickedness. So your wisdom comes out instead of the lies and nonsense and garbage. That's me. That's him, the other one. The other side is this moron. Yeah? Why I have Jesus tattoo. I love all of them suddenly. I don't subscribe to this. I've got this one. So what? Which are you subscribing to? You're just saying that you subscribe to all of them while you just said you subscribe to none of them. Or I don't really buy into that because I've got this on this. He's trying to be jovial that he's subscribing to all of them. If you're subscribing to all of them and you look at all their
Beliefs.
ideas,
Yeah.
their philosophy, their belief system. There shouldn't be a belief. All of them have belief system. What the hell is he talking about, this nonsense monger? Yeah. So there shouldn't be any belief system, and a belief is just a thought that I like to have. What a bunch of nonsense, man.
Yeah.
What a total... I'm not listening anymore.
Just a little more. Just a few seconds are left, guy.
Little more.
message. We are here. We are going to die. Love is the most important thing. Separateness is an illusion. We are all one. There is a greater purpose than the fulfillment of our materialistic individual needs. These are the things that I believe in.
We're all one.
I believe you're a goddamn fool going to hell, you piece of garbage. I mean, this guy, what is this nonsense? What real nonsense is it? Can anyone really explain the shite he said in 2 and 20 minutes? 2 minutes and 20 seconds? What? Total garbage after garbage and 580,000 views, yeah? Because he's such a beautiful looking character. And he speaks so beautiful. It's love. It's love. See, the love came in, right? I mean,
Yeah.
love for what, I ask you? It's not material. It's not. What is it then? I mean, if it's not, yeah, I agree. Then what is it? Tell me what is it if it's not for material stuff here, which obviously it isn't. This is bullshit, but it is as well. You got to fight it. Yeah, the materialistic aspect. You got to fight that shit. So now, what is it then? Tell me, what is it for? We are all one. Yeah. What do you mean by that? Same shit. See, I told you.
Yeah.
We are all one. We are not all one assholes.
Yeah.
We are all separate. We need to join with God as his servants, as his exclusive servants, to fight the monstrosity these bastards are uttering. All of them that we've heard today. And then
Yeah.
we've talked about for what, 2 months and a half now almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody nonsense. Total bloody. Why I believe in God. Do you want to really listen to this one?
You can skip it. He's just
Yeah, I'm just
okay.
jovial.
We'll just listen to it like 1 minute or so of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just joking. We'll listen to the bastard. We're here to listen to these bastards and destroy them. Oh, look at that. That's the look. You got your Jesus. I'm not for this guy, but I got his tattoo. I'm for this guy, but I got his tattoo, and I do. Oh, I'm God's servant. I'm here. Yeah, look at this guy's face. Huh? Look at the way they choreograph their whole stories. Yeah, it's like nonsense. Okay,
What time is it starting at?
0.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
It's starting 0.
God. Is there a God? Where are you, God? I believe in God. I believe God to be the limitless consciousness, of which my own tiny little consciousness is but a part, that beneath my identity as an individual, my biochemical reactions, my memories, my impulses, is a witness, and that this limitless witness is probably no different to what you feel. I'm not saying that you and I are not different. You might be from, I don't know, Detroit or Colchester or Mumbai or Saudi Arabia or anywhere really. You might be from the next house to the one I grew up in and be really, really different from me. Geez, look at siblings. I've got a couple of them. They're very different from one another. But my belief is that consciousness itself is one. David Lynch, God love him, said that their Sanskrit form is one line and the characters come from the one line. This is the, what does he call it? The unified field, and all forms come.
Okay, so look, so I'm going to continue. You have to clarify this bullshit bastard nonsense that this guy utters. We are all from one consciousness. Obviously, God is the consciousness that created everything. We are not that consciousness. And he's trying to mix this. Oh, we're different, but I think we're all one consciousness. We're all from one consciousness. So he's confusing the shit. David Icke was clear. We're all one consciousness. See, this is the parcels they come in. One parries this theory, the other parries half a theory to get you into that nonsense. Yeah. The reality, understand it, is that we are from one consciousness. We are not that consciousness. That consciousness is aware of everything and our consciousness. We are barely aware of our consciousness, let alone that consciousness.
Yep.
Understand it. This destroys the nonsense they utter. This is the absolute truth. And they take these words to destroy the absolute truth. They're saying truth filled with lies to the idiots who don't understand the unseen. And they don't understand the unseen, or they do and they're willfully mutilating it to take people on the path to hell. Bastards like this piece of shit.
Yeah, I just wanted you to listen to this part because I was like, what is he saying? Yeah, that if you want to listen more, we can. Or
no. I mean, if that's the only thing, I'm done with this bastard.
Yeah.
That's garbage. All right, so let's go to our last one today.
Yeah.
All right. Now comes the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama.
Death, illness, old age, part of our life, it comes. Now better to look that part of our life, sooner or later it will come. Now important is while we're alive, our day-to-day life should be meaningful. Meaningful means, if possible, help others. If not, at least restrain harming others. That's a meaningful life. Okay. Then at the end come, you will not have any regret. I carry my life honestly, truthfully, more compassionately.
So, I mean, this is a truthful statement. If you understand what he's saying, yeah, we should try and help if possible. Obviously, not you have to. Yeah, and we should not harm others. That is the absolute. If you look at the crux of all our commandments from the Quran for this life, is don't do harm to others. and try and help the needy. It's obviously written. If you can, obviously you can't help others if you are not capable of
Right.
helping them. You don't have the ability to help. So there's nothing wrong here. Let's continue. Up until now, yeah.
And I done something good for others. Then at the end of come, you feel happy. Then according to religious tradition, if there is God, God will look after you.
So now he's put doubt in you. See?
Yeah,
So
this
it's
is the
all about
point. Yeah,
deeds.
yeah.
There it comes. Just do good deeds and forget the same shit with the spiritualists. Same shit with the goddamn so-called Muslims. For them, deeds are more important than faith. He's just destroyed the whole concept of faith. It is God first, and then deeds. It's not deeds first and then God. It is faith first, then deeds. If your faith is wrong, your deeds are worth nothing but dust. When it matters, when you die, as he's talking about. When you die, your deeds will be worth nothing if your faith is wrong. There's no two things about it. And he's questioning if God exists. So there you
Yes.
go.
That was the part. Yeah.
Lama, a representative of God, saying if there is a God, what? Is he saying it jokingly? Or is he being, how do you say, dramatic about it or being oblique about it, saying if there's a God, that there is a God, God will look. No, I think he's being directly
Yeah.
doubting or making
I
these heroes doubt. Look at all these people standing. Woo-hoo! They're bowing to this moron, and he was yes. They get this thing from others. The lie they're saying, they need him to accept it, or the truth they're saying, they need him to accept that to accept the lie, which is if there's a God, he'll take away. Just do good deeds and you'll be happy in the end, right? Isn't this your family's
Yes.
religion? Your particular, I'm talking about you, my wife.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is your family's religion. Do good and you'll be fine. You will be forgiven for everything. Just do good and no harm. Yeah. You will be given everything that you've done good, paid back in this creation, this life, and the fire awaits you in the hereafter.
Yep.
This is the reality that they don't want you to understand, these satanic people. He's also satanic, no doubt. If he says this as a representative of the highest, one of the biggest so-called religions, if he puts the doubt if there is a God, then he's lost. Yeah, I mean, if I say it in a conversation with you, fine. He's talking to all his so-called followers. If there's a God, God will look out. What do you mean if there's a God? And then according to religious traditions, whose religious traditions? So are these traditions or is it real? See, the doubt in the statement is there. And the ass that is doubtful will, oh yeah, I just got to do good and I'll be fine in the end. Okay, and you're done. It's over. Game over for you, right? Do you understand?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yep.
If no God, see, we are self-creation.
Oh, so now obviously he's bullshitting. That was all part of his plot to destroy any faith anyone has in this group, because I'm the Dalai Lama. See, I'm respected by millions. I go to the UN, I talk to big world leaders. Look at, if there's a God, they tell, and if not, and we are self-created, really, we are self-created. Which moron, which freaking idiot on the earth called a man or woman, female, male, man, a man from man, which ass is going to come and tell you he created himself?
A really deluded dumbass.
Piece of shit garbage. Absolutely. Let's continue.
Yeah, because of the self-creation. So you done meaningful life. So that's guarantee your next life will be happy, nice life.
What a bunch of bullshit. I mean, just these statements destroy you. If you are self-created, it's a guarantee that you've done good. What was the good? That you try, if possible, try, not even help others and do no harm. What does that mean? Can you understand what do no harm means? And what try help others mean? Yeah, when they help him through university. Yeah, help him understand science and technology. Yeah, this is their help. Yeah, look around you. That's the help. Yeah, donate to the charitable causes that are doing XYZ saving the earth, saving the bears, the polar bears. Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
help, right?
Get the vaccination to save your grandma and your neighbor
Exactly.
and your society and your
That's
community.
the
Yeah.
doing help. Yeah, and harm, no harm. And I can tell you, doing good in certain instances is wrong, and doing harm in certain instances is right. So this all bullshit is also wrong. You can do harm righteously, and you cannot help righteously, even if you're able to. So all this is nonsense. This guy is a bunch of. Look at him, yeah. I like their ghetto, yeah. Is he like is he wearing something, or is this his chest? I think he's wearing something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he just looks like he's he's like a Tarzan character here. Yeah? Okay, let's continue.
So that's the non-theistic religious tradition.
Okay, non-theistic will have a happy life after this life. I mean, if there is no theism, so this is like the end then. There cannot be another life. So what nonsense is he uttering? Every sentence he adds is a garbage upon the other sentence he just said. Yeah. Seriously.
There's no creator, but oneself as a creator. So goes one's own, like the later part of our life. Much depends on early part of your life, study, and including sort of exercise, and then the result, good result, come later part of your life.
Yeah,
Similar.
because you don't die, right? That's the later part of life. You do all that stuff, and in the later part of life, you're so freaking great. I mean, I exercised, I did good, and now look, I'm living forever. Look at him. He's in his later part of life. Look at how lively he is. You know, you can see that he can bench press at least 500 pounds, yeah? Minimum 500 kilos, maybe, yeah? He's doing so well in later part of life, yeah? It's not like he's getting old and weak. No, it's obvious he's getting stronger, yeah?
Yeah.
As he ages, because he did the right thing, yeah? See the delusion, see the deception. And he's making that so that we are creators. And as we grow and we do good, we'll get better. What? What nonsense is that? We created ourselves so that when we do good early, we will become better later. What nonsense are you got? I mean, what are you on?
Don't forget, you have to study and exercise too.
Yeah, see, it brought that in, the study and science and all. So what nonsense? Which drug is he on? Which literal drug is he on? That we are self-created, and that you can see that, you know, if you do good in earlier part, later life becomes better. If I'm the creator, why would I have to go through that? If I'm the creator,
Yeah, why bring suffering upon yourself?
no, or have to go through something doing better earlier to become have a better life later. If I'm the creator, bullshit. Think about it that way. He's trying to put it in our lives that the creator, we are creators, so that when we do good early, then we have a good life later. So, you know, like the next life will be better. What? God has a previous and next life? What are you talking about? God does not die. God cannot die. God does not sleep. He cannot sleep. If he slept, we'd all be done, finished. We'd be gone as well if he slept. It's nonsense, huh? Total nonsense. I mean, the guy, he's respected world over. He is respected to a level that is unfathomable. And he's a bastard liar, absolute bastard liar. No two things about it. Should we continue more? Listen to this garbage monger. Yeah?
Finish it. It's a short video.
This life, we carry meaningful life, helping other. This life we utilize for something good for other, more compassionate way. Then, you see, that's effect next life.
Okay, so don't worry about yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Help others. Don't help yourself. You're okay. The moment you help others, then you will be fine after that. If you help yourself and fix yourself, that's not going to help anyone. That might only help you, and we don't want that. Remember, if you try and help yourself, you might save yourself. We can't have that. We can't have that. So you must have a meaning life in helping others. Yeah. Before it was if possible. Now the meaningful life is you have to help others, right? And then the next life is affected by that. That's it. You don't have to help yourself. Don't do that. I mean, if you try and help yourself by understanding who you are and what's right and wrong for you, you might fix yourself and get out of hell. We don't want that. We certainly don't want that, right? We want you to help others so that you have a better next life. Yeah. Don't help yourself, please. Isn't this what he's saying fundamentally?
Yeah.
And we're all about self. It's all about self. And they say if you're all about yourself, you're selfish. We're all selfish. Even if you help someone else, you're being selfish. If you don't help someone else, you're being selfish. If you help someone else, you're being selfish. It's all about you for yourself. And what you do to others is for yourself, because it's going to come back to yourself in the end.
Yeah.
One more, that's it.
So therefore, the death is something like change of clothes.
Really? It's something like change of clothes. How do you define this? Let's listen how he defines it. Let's listen.
Clothes become dirty, old. Then time comes to change. Similarly, this body become too old. Then time comes to change. Okay, so look that way. Otherwise, you see, that is something mysterious and dark.
And exactly, death is mysterious and dark, you asshole. I mean, what nonsense is this garbage uttering? Oh, it's old, so you got to change. Change to what, idiot? You're just telling me I change my clothes and it become fine after that. What are you telling me? What am I going to change? What's going to happen? Do you see the nonsense or not?
Yeah.
Total complete garbage this guy is uttering. Yeah. If you don't see it like that, it becomes mysterious and dark. Oh, tell me, for who living alive, death is not mysterious and dark? Tell me, which one is that? I mean, I'm the only one if you're, I know, but it's still mysterious and dark. Because I don't know exactly what's going to happen, although I know what's going to happen. But I don't know what's going to happen at death. And I know what's going to happen at death. Yeah. So I can tell you, the angel of death, one of those entities that they think is divine, he's going to come down and take your soul out from your body for the last time. I say for the last time, it's because every time you sleep, you are taken out of your body. So you're changing clothes every time you sleep by this moron's bullshit. Yeah. If this moron is right, and of course the body is, he's not going to the soul even here. Yeah. He doesn't even talk about soul here. I haven't heard him talk about anything about the soul.
No, he said
the
soul
is who you are. Every time you sleep, the soul is taken out. The body is just a vessel. The body is just a container for your soul in this world of deception, in this trial that we're in. And when you die, the day you die, the angel of death will come. You will see your two angels standing next to you as well. At least you will see three angels of God. The angel of death and the two angels that are by your side forever. In this life and in the hereafter when you're resurrected, the same two angels will be with you on that day when you're shown your account of what you've done in this life. That is the reality. And they're recording everything you're doing, saying, thinking, whatever you're plotting is all being written. It will all be shown to you, not just what you utter from your mouth and do with your hands, but what you're intending in your soul will all be presented to you. And your intentions have a lot to do with your judgment in the end. Because your intention is what's going to drive what you will achieve in the end. No matter who you blame or what you blame for it, it is the intention that will eventually determine what you actually do. And you may fail in what you intend to do. You may fail. I fail a lot in what I do when I intend to do it. Yeah. It's not always perfect. Actually, half the time it's not perfect. I mean, most of the time it's not perfect. But that intention is going to be the front and center as to what you have done, what you have said, what you have believed. And all of that will come back to either haunt you or absolve you from what occurred physically. Yeah. I don't want to hear more of this nonsense piece of garbage. I mean, people are just lost. I mean, they have no place. They have no place to stand and say anything about God. Nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing. I am the one who needs to talk to these 8 billion people and tell them what they need to do, but there's no way they're going to listen, because that's not the way of God. It is always that when the messenger comes with the truth, the vast majority will never listen to him, because they've fallen for all this garbage nonsense that we've listened to today, and more that we've listened over the last couple of months or more.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's pretty nice, I must
Yeah.
say. Low hanging fruit still. Yeah, I mean, it's like so easy. At least not that easy. This one wasn't as easy as the ones we talked about, because they have truth which they
Exact.
mutilate, and you have to bring out the actual truth, which only a few people like me know,
Yeah.
to destroy
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
destroy their nonsense and
Yep.
put them in their places of destitution that they're in.
Yep.
And they will suffer. They're all cursed. I mean, I'm cursing them all the time anyways. I've
Yeah.
listened to them a lot,
Hmm.
and I refuse to do anything except curse them to infinity. They will
Yeah.
know what infinity is when they die, and God is infinite for us. He is not infinite for himself. I mean, how can God be infinite for himself? He knows
No, we
himself.
can't bend it. Yeah.
For us, obviously, he's always going to be infinite. I mean, we may never know who God really is, even when we are resurrected. He shows himself to us as what he is, like he showed himself in the last life to us. And we forgot. He made us forget that. But will we ever know what God actually is, even in the next life? I don't know. I can't tell you. But I can tell you for sure, God knows himself. He knows everything. So obviously, he knows himself. Is it infinite? I mean, he knows how much. If it's infinite, he has infinite power, then he knows he has infinite power over whatever he has. But he knows it, so he's finite in that. In what is in, he's infinite. It's a conundrum, but it's the reality. For
We,
us, is
for us, he
always
is.
infinite. It's the 1 over
Yes.
0 example. 1 divided by 0 is what God is to us,
Infinity.
undefined. We know what he's told us in the books. That's it. And we must adhere to that, especially the Quran. We must adhere to that truth of what he's told, what he is, and he is vicious. He is severe as he is merciful, and he is compassionate. So don't put God in one box or the other, because then he's going to put you in the box of hell. He will. No doubt about it. Take that to the bank, and you'll be given cash to go to hell.
Yeah.
What else?
Anyway.
Done?
Okay. Yeah, we are done.
No,
Okay.
no last comments.
No. No.
Okay then.
No. Yeah.
We are
Okay
done.
then. Okay.
Salam.
Salam.